So the first quote is from Albert Einstein, which is everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. There's a big powerful statement there, which tries to explain the fallacy in judging something by another metric. If you judge any fish, then there's no problem. So this logic does not apply here. Meaning if you force yourself to do something you don't enjoy, the outcome will be mediocre. But if you do what you are really good at, you will excel at it. And as a result, you won't feel like a burden.
We all are unique.
Everyone has some ability. Like the real scientists, they have their own ability. Albert Einstein has his own ability. Albert Einstein gave the theory of relativity. So people will think, why couldn't this be done earlier? They will laugh. They will ask, why didn't this happen? Because now they see the result. Everyone considers it a giant leap. But when we're trying from an English perspective, or when we try to understand their perspective, then no one realizes that it is not a giant achievement. So from this place, prior to our attempts, it takes a lot of hard work. Then as a result, other sciences appeared that were English in nature. So what is happening? Look, what were they talking about? Absolutely, this was said by them. But the fact was, these computers were not yet developed. The internet was not yet existing. But still, people used to think, what could be the future? This statement was made by them. What is important in education? And the facts are not clear. If you talk about today's date, those facts or those knowledge look very unbelievable. The outcome of saying education is this: schoolyards, college grounds, and the books written in them. If you explore them more, then the quality, parameter measures, scope, and wrapping will be better. Let me ask you a question. Even you will remember it. You will remember it. And you will be able to answer. Now, if you answer the next question without asking, then you are learning it the same way as you are learning it in mobile by asking here. You tell me what it is, what this answer is. Then only this mobile will give you the answer. All it is city. All this memory is underfeeded. All this knowledge is feeded under mobile. All this knowledge is feeded in Google. How do we feed knowledge in our brains? Our brain, now our education is dependent on feeding this way. That by feeding the facts here, our brains will remember it. But we are going to develop more. So it is not the content of education. So what is real education? This question is very important, because if we don't ask this, we will only keep making mistakes in our education system. Whatever is underfed will be very less useful. It will not be able to move forward as much as we think. Here we are saying two things. One is education is not the learning of facts. Number one, learning of facts is important. Why isn't it? Education is not the learning of facts. Why learning of facts is not that important? Because all the facts, all the knowledge, all the information is already available on the internet. Prabhat is fed in Hindi. If he thinks storing it is an education, it is not the case. He has an old model mobile. When stored here, many are dubbing from here. It's weird that many are dubbing from here using an old model mobile. Not memorized. Not memorized by the round. Not memorized by feelings. Not memorized by knowledge. Not memorized by using it. It was not a problem if memory or books had solved it. It is not solved by information. Using that information, there is a solution. Google doesn't solve every problem. If Google doesn't solve every problem, you are intelligent. Developing this intelligence should be the aim of the education system. This is real education. Next quote is, the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Knowledge is based on the past. We keep repeating but can't create anything new. Only when there is no imagination. First imagine something, then use knowledge, it is fine. But thinking of surfing knowledge solely. But if we think about self-knowledge itself, it's as if at one time there was no discovery possible. In terms of video, we could say that we know how to repeat some things better. So if a bulb is made, that's also a type of knowledge. And then lower bulbs are made, a factory is built, and bulbs are produced in that factory. And there was also a time when there were no bulbs. So where did bulbs come from? Did they come from knowledge? Whatever humanity's knowledge is, from the old times.
From where did those bulbs come? Did they come from bulbs? It came from imagination. Someone imagined that there could be bulbs. They were not in any book, not in any world. There was nothing in anyone's mind that showed how there could be light and it could be made. Then what? That imagination will become reality. In fact, let's take an example from our own time. In this world now, there is also one such airplane that is so much different and also has that current reality in its framework, that our community knows how to build it like an airplane. Our community knows how to build it. Our community knows how to build it. But at one time, it was just a thought. It was all imagination. When imagination gets converted into reality, it's called knowledge. Then when you repeat it, it gets simpler. So that is convenient. But nothing new is being discovered. Nothing new is being discovered. To discover, you need imagination. Just like with a little effort, the wheel was discovered. With a little effort, luggage was discovered. Now on this imagination rests the responsibility of finding out whether the luggage is stuck or if the wheel is bigger so that we can adjust the wheel and fit the luggage in. What will happen? This is imagination. This is the difference between imagination and reality. If we relate it to our own lives, are we dealing with our current situation or just learning facts? Facts which are our reality but do not apply to our lives. But imagination, what does it do here? Imagination makes it so our minds can conceive this reality in the future. We can envision a future based upon the resources that we have, based upon the knowledge that we have. Using that knowledge, that information, those resources, we can measure our imagination. So it means that imagination is real intelligence. Because knowledge can be repeated by a robot. So robots, we call artificial intelligence, but it is not real intelligence. This means a product is something that can be created. So they create machines and even create robots. But there is something that a robot cannot do that we can. That is real intelligence. This is human intelligence. So these were some quotations from Albert Einstein, which we deeply appreciate. Wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.